to In the Front Row. My name's Jamie Lee, and today I'll be doing a review of the TV series Running Point, streaming on Netflix. I didn't see any marketing to do with this whatsoever. The only reason that I found this TV show is I was scrolling through Netflix, and I normally do that and don't pick anything to watch, but I looked at this one and thought, oh, that looks like a fun, easy watch. And a fun, easy watch is exactly what it is. It's 10 episodes long. The episodes fly by so quickly. It's a comedy, and comedies are usually hit and miss with me, but this was a hit. It was really refreshing. And although it's based around basketball, you don't need to know anything about basketball or even sport in general to enjoy this series. I've never watched a basketball game in my life, but I loved it. I loved everything about this because it didn't just focus on the sport. It focused on a lot of the dramas to do with Isla Gordon, her family, and the team. The show focuses around the LA Waves basketball team, which is a family-run corporation. They were reigning champions up until their founder slash president passed on. When he passed away, he passed on his presidency role to Cam Gordon, played by Justin Theroux, with the rest of his children, Isla Gordon, played by Kate Hudson, Ness Gordon, played by Scott MacArthur, and Sandy Gordon, played by Drew Tarver, all working within the family business. The Waves struggle, and even more so when Cam causes a car accident and is busted for being an addict. They can't have that reputation fall back on the team. They can't have any more negative backlash. So Cam elects Isla Gordon to become the president and to run the corporation. That, of course, causes waves within the family, within the corporation, and within the team. And it's riding those waves. All right, I'm going to stop with those. And it's overcoming those challenges and the dramas that come through in the show, those situations, which makes the show so much fun to watch. Although the plot was fairly predictable, play by play, you kind of knew what was going to happen, maybe not so much the ending, but it was still very enjoyable because it's a comedy, right? But in comedies, there's lots of drama. And I feel like the drama and the situations that people got themselves in this was very realistic. I wouldn't say that it's relatable because it doesn't relate to me at all. But the situations that they got themselves into were situations that would happen in real life. It wasn't over dramatized. It wasn't petty fights. It's fights that siblings would have if they were running a business together. It's how to overcome the media and fans and overbearing parents of people who are in a famous basketball team or rich and famous. Like the situations that they got themselves in and how they overcame them, I think were very realistic, and that made it so much more enjoyable to watch because the comedy sort of flowed through it much better, and it made it really authentic to watch. It felt like it was real and not over dramatized, and I liked that. I also really loved the empowerment message that I got from watching this show. Isla Gordon knew her shit. She was an educated woman who knew what she was talking about, but all her life, she was overlooked in sport, in the family, in the company. She was just disregarded or not recognized because she was a woman. And to see her rise to power and overcome all the challenges that were thrown at her, it was very empowering. She was finally getting the power and the recognition that she deserved. And I feel like that was a really positive and powerful message for women in sport. Now, don't get me wrong, this is not a feminist, all about promoting women show. Nothing like that. Isla leaned on the support of her brothers and the males within the team and the company just as much as she relied on herself, and it was about empowering herself. It was also about family. The message of family and inclusion and love was in this show, and I really love that aspect of it as well. As I said earlier, the drama in the show is very easy to follow, which made it easy for when the jokes were thrown in for them to land because they were perfectly timed, they were perfectly delivered, but they were very witty. Some of them very dry, and I really love a dry sense of humor. Like, oh my gosh, that was so dumb, but so funny. I love that sort of stuff. And I felt like it was very blunt. Nothing was off limits with regard to sexuality, culture, celebrity stereotypes. Like everything was on the table, nothing was off limits, and there were jokes thrown around all throughout the 10 episodes that related to a range of different things, and they were funny. I think what really helped make the jokes land was the cast and how they delivered their lines, specifically Jackie, played by Fabrizio Guido, I hope I pronounced that correctly, who becomes part of the Gordon family. His character is just so innocent. He's oblivious to things because he's foreign, and also the rich and famous lifestyle lifestyle, all of that, and what comes with the responsibility that comes with that is all new to him. And I just feel like he was the glue that really stuck the family together. His lines were just so funny and he delivered them very, very well. Likewise with Ness and Sandy, they had so much banter together. And then when they fought against Isla, I thought that banter was even funnier because Kate Hudson she's a good actress, but I don't really find her very funny. But the banter between the boys and her, that really brought her character to life. And I did love the connection that all three of them and four, when Jackie was involved, the connection that they all had together. I thought it was really fun. It was like this dysfunctional family, but not as dysfunctional as Succession. It did remind me a bit of Succession, but it was not as dark and not as depressing as that family is. It was definitely dysfunctional, but there was a lot of love underlining it. And you could tell that the family genuinely loved each other, even though they were very, very dysfunctional. But yeah, it was lots of fun. Brenda's song is in this, and she plays the fierce assistant to Isla Gordon. She has some really awesome one-liners in this show. And what I thought was a really fun cameo is that her husband, Macaulay Culkin, was also in this and had a few lines to do with Billie Eilish. And I really loved that scene because obviously they go on to sing Taylor Swift, and we all know how much I love Taylor Swift, but I thought that was a really fun cameo to have him thrown into the series as a cameo as well. Even though this show is based around a basketball team, we only really delved into the lives, the personalities, things like that of three of the members of the team. A lot of the storyline to do with the team was based around the bad boy of the team, Travis, played by Chet Hanks, who I didn't realize until I did my research for this review, is Tom Hanks' son. I didn't know that he had a son that was into acting, but he is, and he's in this TV series. And I thought he did a really good job portraying the troublemaker of the team and the team's bad boy. I really like the inclusion of the rookie, Dyson Gibbs, played by Uche Agata. Hope I pronounced that correctly. But I really like the inclusion of his character because he played it very innocently. And as I said, to do with the story being very realistic, his character's scenes I felt were. If you were a rookie, you're starting off and you don't have very much money and you're nervous, and all of these emotions and the scenes to do with him would be exactly what a rookie coming into a very successful, very powerful, and very rich basketball team would have. They would have to overcome the exact same thing. So I thought that was a really good inclusion too. And I really loved his interactions with Marcus. Marcus is played by Toby Sandeman, and I just loved his character. He was just so cool, calm, collected, chill. All of his vibes were just so good in this show. And I loved the responsibility he took of the team. He is somebody who was clearly a leader in their team. And yeah, it was good to see the rookie perspective, the troublemaker's perspective, and then somebody who's a leader and understands the game. That's a joke because he's in the show, The Game. If he is in a rom-com, oh my God, can you please let me know in the comment section? Because I'll look it up after this anyway, knowing me. But oh my gosh, he needs to be in a rom-com. Like, he needs to be in Bridgerton, that guy. Anyhow, let's move on. So this has been picked up for a season 2, which is really exciting. So in season 2, the emphasis and the focus that they put on Travis and the troublemaker, I'd like to see a little bit more of the team as well, like branch out to some of the other teammates and their dramas and dilemmas, what they go through as well. So I'm excited to see a little bit more about the team. Obviously, well, the main focus still being on the Gordon family. But yeah, that's what I'd like to see from season 2. You easily fall in love with the family, as dysfunctional as they are. They are very funny, very lovable. You want the team to be successful. You want them to win. And you just get invested in the story and in the characters. And I really did enjoy this show. I highly recommend it. It's very binge worthy. It's only 10 episodes. They fly by so quick. It's a fun, quick watch. It's entertaining, and it is a slam dunk for me. Sorry, that is really terrible. And I feel like every time I tried to talk in this review, all of these sport terms were coming to me. And I was like, nope, can't say that. Nope, that's dumb. But anyway, here we are. I've thrown in a lot of that. So sorry about that. But let me know in the comments section if you're going to be watching this one. I totally recommend it. And if you're not already, make sure you subscribe to my channel and then head on over to my gaming channel as well and give me a subscribe over there as well, please. The links to all my socials are in the description box. So make sure you give me a follow on them as well, please. And I'll see you in the next video. Sweet as, thanks for watching. Bye.